8.
Alright,
Yay!
it's 9.
Wow.
Yay! Yay! Woo! All right, we have a fantastic hangout for you guys. My name's Kim. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Kim Justice. I'm coming at you live from Chicago, Illinois. I am here co-hosting with my friends and business partners, Muriel and Dirk. Won't you guys come out?
Yay!
Hi, guys. Yeah, well,
Woo! All
We
right.
are here live from actually on the other side of the world in the Netherlands, and it's great having this being online. Is that the world is so small. I think we are joined by people from all over the world.
yeah, we are, and we met along the way. We met Kim in Las Vegas just a few weeks ago, and well, here we are hanging out together, sharing great, valuable things about what we are doing online and what others can do as well. So, Kim, let's give you
Yeah,
the.
so the purpose. Oh, go ahead.
No, you, please. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, like Muriel was saying, the purpose of this hangout is to really share how we've been able to be successful online, and also to have you guys really get a big perspective on that as a newbie to internet marketing. You don't have to be an expert. An online business has been the solution for a lot of us for kind of changing our lifestyle. So you know, this is not formal. This is just a bunch of, we like to associate ourselves with successful, like-minded people, and that's why we have the great panel of guest speakers that we have today. Nate, he was just here, or he's in Panama, and he just had a off-the-grid experience, right? So kind of tell me about the off-the-grid weekend that you had.
Yeah, no, it's cool actually. Cause we're living. I'm staying down here in a small island called Bocas del Toro in Panama. It's on the Caribbean side in Panama, small island, and yeah, we can just take boats out. There's so many different islands up here, and you can. It's a good way to totally escape, like right into the jungle, and it's just like postcard photos everywhere. You're totally disconnected. You can't get online. Or anything like that, but it's really cool to just wake up in the morning and there's monkeys, you know, all around you, and just the sun's rising over the ocean. It's just a really cool place. So I've had an amazing, relaxing, long weekend, and kind of relaxing last few months that I've been here in Panama. Actually, it's been great since we caught up in Vegas, which was crazy. It was only like what, 6 weeks ago or something we were in Vegas. If that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that long ago.
No.
Yeah, and then soon we're going to be meeting
I mean,
so.
I know. So we have our next event coming up in Nashville, and just to kind of give you guys a little background, I met Nathan in October in Orlando for my first mastermind experience and my first event with our group of entrepreneurs. And what's nice about this business is that we can meet people all around the world. Here we are. We have people from the Netherlands, California, Las Vegas, Panama, Chicago. And when I met Nathan, I'm like, who is this guy? I've known him from talking to him on Facebook, but then I got to meet you in person, and he's such a great mentor and has had great success in our business and has really contributed a lot to our community. So, Nate, thanks for jumping on, man.
Yeah, no problem. It's very cool to be here. And that's funny you said I'm from Panama. I'm actually a Kiwi from New Zealand, but I am in Panama right now. So not to confuse anyone, I'm not. I'd be quite a light-skinned Panamanian if I was from here, but and my Spanish is nowhere near good enough. I'm working on that.
They
and then we got
Samoa
Kimberly
everywhere. They understand aloha everywhere around the globe.
Yeah.
And then Kimberly and Scott, how are you doing?
Hi.
How's
Hey,
California?
everybody. So good to see you. Gosh, yeah, thanks for having us on here.
Good to see you guys.
California's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, we're out here in San Diego, and it's gorgeous. So we just had a little walk earlier, roughly, 70s, blue sky, just gorgeous.
Wow,
That's
amazing.
awesome. What have you guys been doing though? I know you guys been like hanging out with a couple of our other tribe members, right?
Yes, so we actually we have guests from Sweden. Melanie and Tobias from MT World started working with us, and back in October when we all met in Orlando, they contacted us from Sweden and said, "Hey, what are you guys doing out there? We really want to do more traveling." And so they joined with us in October and made the commitment to meet us out in Las Vegas here just about 6 weeks ago. And they actually had a round-trip ticket home to Sweden but wanted to stay in the U.S. to be here for the next event in Nashville. So they're staying with us. They've been out here for, like 6 weeks now. And so it's really exciting. They're just out exploring, checking out the local fruits because you can have such an abundance of fruits everywhere here. Yeah, and Scott and I, gosh, we had a gorgeous day yesterday. We went out to the La Jolla Caves, La Jolla Coves, actually. There's seals everywhere along the beach and just spectators from all over the world. I guess the La Jolla Coves beaches are one of the top 10 beaches featured in like all of the travel magazines. So it's so nice, just yeah, gorgeous.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Well, thanks so much for coming on, you two. And then I'm going to let Muriel and Dirk introduce our next guest speakers. And go ahead, take it away.
Yeah. Hi, Sarah and Brandon.
Hi.
Very nice that you decided to be part of our Google Hangout here. I got really inspired by you two because we've met on the entrepreneurial event in Las Vegas, and you were right sitting behind us and behind me, and there we were in the Neil Patel blogging bootcamp. And that was the moment that I had to turn around, and I also remember that that the guy on stage remembered you, Sarah, as the most in the boot camp about the blogging that you helped with the new blogging system and how to get all the how you call it. The bugs out. And then we finally met, and then we worked together in the workshop, and there we met. So that was the story of we met. And I'm so curious about you guys because you live in Las Vegas and you have a daughter. And how old is Savannah?
Savannah is actually about to turn 3 in May.
Okay, cool. So that's
Adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're parents too, so that's what we like. That brought us to you because working with the online system. Can you share something about what it does for you as parents? Because that's really a thing that we are sure that so many people like to hear that.
Certainly, yeah. Go ahead, baby.
Okay. Well, we've been with the system for like about 18 months now.
Yep.
And to be honest, it's been an interesting journey to say the least. You know, because we didn't have any experience whatsoever with doing business online or with really business. Period. We've made attempts since we've been together to build like offline businesses. But you know, because we didn't have the right system in place or the right type of education to teach us the skills we needed to learn to be the right type of leader to, you know, really just build a successful business. Of course, you know, they weren't very successful. But ever since we were able to plug into this one, it's allowed not only both of us to be able to build a business online together and help strengthen our relationship just as a couple, but it's also allowed both of us now to be full-time stay-at-home parents. So now we get to be the main influence in Savannah's life instead of having to put her in daycare because, you know, one of us or both of us have to work. And the system has allowed us that freedom to do that, which has been a huge blessing.
Huge blessing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's what we do it for, don't we? Because
Right?
Somebody's sneaking up on you.
oh yeah, she heard her. Yeah, because hi Savannah.
Oh, she'll definitely take up the camera space if you let her.
Yeah, I remember Sarah. I was seeing things. This is so cute. She's dancing. I saw some posts that you didn't felt you were ill, Sarah, and then one of the advantages of working online from home is, well,
Yes.
you can guess it. Well, it's of course that you can stay home and don't have to worry about all those things. So, yeah, well, great. And
Yes, Sarah and Brandon, can you share like a little nugget on, you know, for those who are just starting off that want maybe a change in their life, or, you know, they've probably seen us or heard about our system. Can you kind of share a little breakthrough that you had on really contributing to success in your online business, and kind of to help the new people that are here that maybe want to, you know, they're thinking about joining, but they're not really sure yet?
Well, I'll jump out real quick on this. I'm sure she could follow up and add something to it. But the biggest thing that I can give to any newbie or anybody that's ever starting anything new that is really prepared for that change is to trust what you're getting into. So a lot of us who begin in this business, we feel like we're going to, you know, we're going to do whatever it takes. We're going to listen to everybody, but then we still do things our own way. We don't follow step-by-step instructions that's actually going to get you where these people are that you're looking at and idolizing and trying to get mentorship from. We still, for some reason, we sabotage ourselves thinking that we know better than the people who are making millions inside this industry or in this business. And that's just the one thing I can give to any newbie, is to trust the system, trust that what the people are telling you, it works, because they wouldn't be telling you if it wasn't, because we know that being a part of this community it's huge to have that integrity. And the moment you lose that, it's very hard to regain that. So a lot of people within our business, they do tell you what's working if you're producing, because they're not going to share those results with people who are just waiting to get handed something. You have to produce, you have to be willing to do what it takes, and you have to be doing exactly what it takes. And the only reason or only way you could do that is by trusting the system. That's my biggest thing that we get through our new members, is just being able to trust the system.
Yeah. You know, and I think for me, it's kind of a little bit of a follow-up on what he said is what we've noticed because of the education that we've been able to get our hands on that come with the system, is being able to recognize that when we tell people, you know, of course, because when we have people coming in looking for a change, looking for a way to make money in a not ordinary kind of way, they approach this opportunity or our system with this mindset that, you know, they can just plug into a few buttons and it's that, you know, that's it. And so they expect it to be, you know, kind of get rich quick. And one thing that we've noticed is that when they approach it with that mentality, and then we actually give them the steps on how they can start succeeding, and they don't do that, they still try to veer off in their own direction, we've realized that a lot of that is because they're actually sabotaging themselves, because they don't want it to succeed, because they were skeptical about it in the first place. And so if we can help them not only trust the system, but help them to recognize that, you know, mental growth is such a huge part of your success aspect, that's when we can really start tapping into the roots and helping them grow and building a successful business with this system, because we're able to help them, you know, not focus so much on getting rich quick, but getting rich and wealthy in every aspect of their life. And a lot of that starts with trust and their mental growth.
Yeah. Wow, those are pretty words. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all great.
Kim.
Go ahead, Muriel.
Sorry?
Go ahead, Muriel.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking back in Las Vegas, Kim, the moment that we met, we were like chatting and "Rah!" It's the same right here. You were on the left of all those people down, and I'm on the right, and I guess we're kind of noisy. Like, how can know you know, Mara? We were chatting in bed about landing pages and about our whatever other responders, and normally girls talk about different things, but we as women talked about business things, and we had so much fun. That is actually one of the things that I really like to share here for all the people who are watching right now, that working with this system and having an online business in this community where you can see all the people that are here on the panel with us, it's so much fun to do this. It is fun. It is, of course, you have to do things and you have to invest in yourself. You have to go through trainings. You have to just follow the steps like Brandon just brought up. But it's really fun, and it's an awesome community. See all the different people hanging here with us. There are thousands of others also doing the same things, and so it's also being part of a community that felt us. We're from Holland, and the system is actually from United States, but it's global now because people join from everywhere, from Europe, from all around the planet, from Asia, from Australia, from New Zealand, everywhere. So it's fun, and you're not alone. And that's one of the things I would really like to mention here. Yeah, what do you think, guys? Kim?
Well, just in case you didn't go ahead, Dirk.
No, I was just stepping into it. I think it's in this world, it's better to be united than work alone. I mean, you work from home, and home is, I mean, it's idealistic and it's great, but it's also alone. So if you can tap into a community and be surrounded by like-minded people, well, that gave us the courage and the strength to just keep moving and get where we are now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So what is that we are going to say, Kim? Before I interrupted
you. No, it's okay. What I just wanted to mention for the people that are watching is that, you know, by clicking the link below, you'll be able to see our system. You can try our trial, and there's a reason why we do a trial is because you can, one, you make a commitment, you make a financial commitment to give this system a try. And then also, you're able to really tap into and be able to see how this is going to benefit you. So that's why, you know, we have the link below so you can look at our system. But really, you know, we have all these trainings, we have the system in place, but most importantly, it's the people that is in our community that have made the difference in my life. I mean, you can see we have people from all over the world joining us, and we learn from each other. I mean, I'm from the fitness industry, and I love personal development. I love business development. I like surrounding myself with like-minded people, and so what kind of attracted me to these awesome, amazing entrepreneurs below is because they have servant hearts, they want to help others grow, and they want to live a different way of life, which a lot of us are, just changing the way this industry is done, and it's no longer a grind. It's simple steps that you can follow in order to create that success for yourself, as long as you have focus. Like, that's the biggest thing is when I first started, and Nathan will attest to this, when I first started, I was all over the place because there's all these different ways to be successful online, but what really got when I started to have real success is when I focused on one thing. And so each of us can probably relate to that. You know, in the beginning, you're bombarded with all of these different ideas and trainings and different types of ways to start a business, but really it comes down to focus, get into the trainings, master one thing, and then, you know, once you've mastered that, gotten great results with that, then move on to the next thing. I don't know, what do you, Muriel, Dirk, how do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we agree. And we came from another niche. We came from an offline business, a restaurant owners, and a social worker, me, my whole life. So we kind of two separate stories in one story. And what we found is that exactly the system was telling us what to do to make the online success in 90 days, just by following all the steps. Didn't only help us getting our online results, but also it worked out well for our offline business, for the restaurant. So because of all those trainings, so okay, let's share a very honest story. We were very skeptical in the beginning. We are working with this system for more than a year now, but we were not focused from the day one, because we were doing it we're doing it for not how the system told us, because we didn't know what to do exactly. But then we started to apply all the trainings. We were going through all the trainings. We just got all in. And then we learned that our restaurant was growing.
Yeah, that's we started, and we had some troubles in the offline world business-wise, but just applying all the knowledge we learned in the system, not even online, but also for the offline business. It boosted our offline business, and it helped it get it back on their feet. And yeah, we were by ourselves actually in the beginning. We did not use the community that much, and we did not have how do you call that, sponsors on the above us. So we were by ourselves, and there was just a point when there was a turnaround where we thought, okay, we're just gonna do what it takes and take it step by step and follow instructions and go to the events and stuff like that. And at the moment we started doing that, everything changed. Yeah. And we are actually seeing the results we wanted to have. Yeah. That is awesome.
And that brings us to where we want to be, and that is totally escaping from the rat race, because as 40 plus, we're in the kind of the middle in of our lives. We have 2 young children, 5 and 10 years old, running a restaurant, working as a social worker. It's not the life that we always wanted before we started a family. And I know now we are in this community working all together with the same online business system, that there is a way out. And that's why we're sharing this story, because we know we invited people, they have kids. And Sarah and Brandon are also examples. If you want more than only run from work to daycare, and from daycare to home, and cook food for your kids and living from paycheck to paycheck, that was not the life that we wanted, and we're positive it's not the life of a lot of people, their dream life. That's not the idea of having a family and enjoying all the time with your kids. So yeah, it helped us grow mentally, business-wise. Well, and we plug that in our team as well. We try to give them the energy that we have and the belief that we have. We are just sticking to our plan and building up, and well. Yeah, and our story.
That's great, and that's what really attracted me. I mean, of course, Muriel and I were like sisters almost, sisters from the opposite side of the country. Or the world, but you know, Muriel and Dirk have a fantastic story of really overcoming kind of, you were in a financial situation where it was a huge struggle for you guys, and you were able to overcome it with the skills, with the knowledge that you've learned with within our trainings. and it's been amazing to watch you guys grow. And another couple that I want to bring out is Kimberly and Scott Bento. I first met Kimberly and Scott in Orlando, just like Nathan, and this couple, they literally made me break down emotionally there for good reasons, because they have so much love for one another, and they have so much heart, and they have a servant heart as well to really make sure that their team members are being successful. And that's why I wanted to bring we all wanted to bring Kimberly and Scott out here, is because they have been huge mentors and have made, well, actually they introduced Muriel and I to one another, so for that. But Kimberly and Scott, if you can just tell our viewers a little bit about your background, and thank you so much for being here, and yeah, a little bit about your background and what kind of breakthroughs you've had to kind of help people that are just starting off and how they can make that transition in their life.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for inviting us here, and even wanting us to share with you what we've learned. And it's funny because just thinking the first time that we met Dirk and Muriel was also in Orlando. We had just we had spoken on stage with Nathan and Sarita and Rana and everybody, and told a little bit about our story way back and how we got together. And we were running to the bathroom because we didn't want to miss any of the event, but we were on our way really quick, and there was Dirk and Muriel in the hallway, and they said, wait, can we meet you? And you guys were just so full of life and energy, and it really touched us that you reached out to us and said, wow, telling your story made an impact in our lives, and we just wanted to take a picture with you. So thank you. If you didn't stop us in the hallway, we may never have met you guys. And back then, I'm sure we would have eventually, but that was great. And then meeting Kim in Orlando as well and hanging out with her, my gosh. We had so much fun at the Universal Studios, getting soaking wet on the rides and running around in the heat, and we all like to have fun, so it's good.
Definitely.
But, yeah, for us, I mean, you guys have, most of you have younger kids, and for us, our kids are actually grown. When Scott and I got together 10 years ago, we fell in love pretty instantly. It was we'd both been married before and had kids. Our kids were 12. My son was 12, and he had twin boys that were 12 at the same time. And we just knew right away when we met that this was the right marriage. And we actually got married just 4 months after our first date. So it was really just love at first sight. And we were working really hard during that time, just trying to get ahead. Trying to get out of debt, trying to buy a house, and I was working up the ladder in real estate to a very high-profile vice president job, or not vice president. I ran the commercial property division at our company, reported to the vice president, working 60 hours a week all the time. Scott was at his job for almost 20 years at that point, commuting across the freeways 2-3 hours a day every day, and combining our two jobs and raising the kids, we really grew apart, and it was heartbreaking because we got together and we were so in love, and we just knew that this was the perfect match. But through all of that time working my job and trying to climb the ladder further, and him doing his commute and with the kids, we grew apart, and we had stopped dreaming together. And in 2012, after the kids they reached 21 and they separated, they moved out of the home, started kind of trying to make their own way out in life. We separated. I separated from the marriage because I just felt like we weren't going in the same direction. I mean, we never had time to do anything together, and we just stopped dreaming together. And so we had 4 months where we were apart. It was really the hardest time in our lives to, kind of evaluate where we were and where we were going. A little bit about Scott and his background. Well, for me, I used to be a flight attendant, loved to travel and do different things, and Scott didn't like to fly, didn't like to travel at all. And during that time of separation, he actually got out of his comfort zone and flew 8,000 miles over to Thailand, which was a place that we had dreamed about going together one day. And during the time of our separation, he went for it. He realized he had to break free out of some kind of comfort zone to do something because, you know, there wasn't a lot left that we were living for. And once he did that, it really showed me that, wow, you know, if he could get that far outside of his comfort zone, there's got to be a chance left for us in our marriage, you know, to rekindle what we had, you know, that love that had brought us together so quickly, so fast, and so furious that we had lost over the last 8.5 years of just the corporate grind and the families and the struggles and the debt and all of the pain that goes along with, you know, when you stop building your dreams. And so when we got back together, it was like, okay, we got to do something differently. We need to find something better that we can work at. Scott had never actually been in any other industry other than construction all of his life. 35 years in construction, 20 years at his job. But I've tried a lot of different things, so I was always looking. So when I found this online business, I was like, oh yes, this is the one. We could do this anywhere in the world. We can go to Thailand together. We can do this. But knowing that Scott is, you know, he was very consistent, very stable, get a paycheck every Friday, I knew anything like that, kind of a change that big, would really kind of freak him out. So I didn't tell him. So I signed up for the system. I took the trial. I bought a couple products while I was trying to figure out what the heck did I buy. What am I doing? I got to figure it out a little bit before I tell him. So after a couple of months, I think it was maybe like a month, I decided to tell him because the first event was coming up in October in Anaheim, and we were in California during that time. So I thought I better tell him so that we can go to at least the event. And before I buy the really, you know, the whole system, I wanted to tell him because, you know, I wanted that to be a decision that we can make together. And we got to our first event in October in Anaheim, and that's where we met a lot of people that were really successful. And I think that was kind of one of the things that opened up Scott's eyes that maybe this is possible. Let me share a little bit about that.
Yeah, like you said, you know, it's something on the internet, so sometimes you just think it's not real or the people aren't real. So when you get to the events, you actually see, well, there's a whole lot of people here, and there's people are, you know, are making money doing this, and you see the leaders and everything, and you realize it's really a whole, just a new world of business that you might not be familiar with. Like, you know, me being in construction for 35 years, I didn't have any clue about, you know, internet business, and there's actually, besides our system, there's a whole huge world, you know, beyond that. So, you know, you're talking about stumbling around in just our system. You know, there's really a whole big world out there too of business that's online, and that's, you know, the more that I'm learning about entrepreneurs, that's really where they are. The people that are really doing well, big entrepreneurs, they have internet businesses, you know. So that's really what I've been learning over the last year or so.
Yeah, so for us, our biggest success came, like how Brandon said, is when you have a belief, you know, what you're doing, what you're doing is right. And what we've learned is that success is really 90% mindset. And you have to have that belief. You have to work on your mind every single day. And when we both decided, okay, we're gonna go for this. There's gonna be no plan B. We're gonna, you know, get him retired. That was my goal for the next 90 days, was get Scott retired from his job. I had flexibility in real estate. I knew I could do that anytime, or I could leave at any time. But we wanted to get him retired, and then we wanted to go to Thailand in 90 days. We did things a little differently. You know, we started talking our vision, and we quit our jobs. We said we're going to go for this because we believe in the system so much that we have to be doing it. We wanted to be doing it in order to be talking about it and sharing it with other people. And if people saw us doing the business and traveling and living out our dreams, then they could trust us more. And so we actually made the leap to make a huge change in our life with actually not even having any success at that point. So you know, it's a big leap. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had a business, we had a goal, we had our community, we had our mentors that had done it. And we just worked really hard for the next 90 days when we were in Thailand. And it was just about a little under or before the 90-day mark that we had our first we've had our first sale, our first person that decided to be all in with their business and set their whole business up. So it was like, yes. But we were just talking the other day, you know, we've been doing this since 2013. And if we hadn't have taken that leap of faith and actually just, you know, quit everything and went to Thailand full force and submersed our minds, our pocketbooks, everything all in an all-in fashion, we probably wouldn't have stayed with it because we would have still had the comfort of a weekly paycheck. We would have still had the comfort of our normal lives. And, you know, a lot of people just get too comfortable to do anything different outside their comfort zone, and that's you know, why a lot of people don't stay in the business. So
we're not recommending.
We don't recommend
anybody
what
run out
we
and do what we did. Maybe.
But we did it, and that's our story, and that's what we needed. We needed that big shakeup in our lives, in our marriage, in our finances, in our business, in our way of thinking, in order for us to go as far all in as we have, and to be able to, you know, to really encourage and motivate other people to go after their dreams. You know, we have our kids now; they're 23 years old, 23, all of them, and we couldn't really look at them and say, hey, anything's possible in life, go after your dreams, when we were living the lifestyle that we were living, because we were just living our nightmares, you know.
Yeah.
So it made a huge change in our lives, and we're just so glad. I mean, it brought us all together, and that's, you know, like I said, the success is in the mindset, and it's in the community of having you guys all around us.
No, that's such a wonderful story, and I mean, thank you so much for sharing that. And you know, I was able to hear their story back in Orlando, and ever since then, it's just been nice to know and see you guys grow, not only as a couple, but also be able to travel even more and travel to our events. And I mean, because when people take leaps like that, if they don't have the right foundation set up with their mindset and then also with the type of business, then they have to then go back to their previous life of maybe the 9 to 5. And you guys have actually been able to continue traveling, whether you were staying in Thailand or now you're in California. We were just in Vegas. You know, you guys have not had to go back to that old lifestyle that you wanted to escape. And you know, it's been nice to know real people that are living and breathing, you know, their dream. And so that's why it's important to realize, guys, about this system. You know, it's about the people that mentor you. It's about the foundation that a lot of us have to set up our lives to live our dream, our ideal lifestyle. And so thank you so much for sharing that, Kim and Scott. I really appreciate it. But Muriel, did you want to touch on that at all?
Well, yeah, one thing, yeah. At first, thank you so much, Kimberly and Scott, for sharing your great story. And you know, you already shared it. I just literally run to you after you went on stage because your story really got me into my heart. So then we just connected, and thank you for that. And you reached out a lot for us, so that's also helped us along the way. And that's also what we take, you know, the atmosphere that you just have around you. You know, for our own team, that's such a great example, because it's all about giving energy to your team members as well. And we are all people. We all started from scratch, and we all went through our comfort zones. And that's what I think is good to say, that helping each other to work on your mindset and to dream together. That's what we also love about your story, that you still dream together, and a lot of. And I'm pretty sure Brandon and Sarah are also dreaming together. It's like also you stick like glue. You have something to share, something to go for. And one more thing, Kim. You the name TWTW, where this name of this hangout, Kimberly and Scott, we hear very strongly the will to win when you started, and that's I think a great.
That's what it's all about, I guess.
Yeah, we all have a will to win, and we hope that all the other people who are watching this plug into their desire and their dreams and have the will to win to get this going, because that is just. Hey, I see Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle, she just jumped on.
Hi, Michelle. I think you better introduce Michelle.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring Michelle out. She is a brand new member with us and with our community, and I'm so excited to have her here because she's an example of true TWTW, which is the will to win. And she has a fantastic background and story, and you know, I don't want to share her story. I want her to be able to go ahead and take the platform, Michelle, and tell us a little bit about your story and how you found me and how you found kind of our system.
Okay, well, I'm still not completely sure how I found you, to be honest, but it was through Facebook, I'm sure. So I started doing CrossFit in 2010 and was in the best shape of my life, and then got cancer in 2012, and so I had to do some chemo and radiation and so forth. And in the middle of all that, I figured out how to eat better and change my life, so I started a little company called Clean and Jerky. So I make a paleo jerky treat, and this is what I'm trying to promote. And so I was doing some online marketing. I'm completely in remission, and I'm pretty happy. My business is going well, but I'm trying to figure out how to market it online. And I hooked up with Kim. And so I just started inquiring, and I kept asking her questions, and she just let it drip, you know. And before you know it, I was signed up, so I'm not sure what I'm doing with you guys at this point, except for like learning and trying to figure out what you guys have to offer and what I can bring to the table. So it's great to see all you guys so happy and everybody having successful lives. And I'm here in Colorado Springs, and so we have a nice sunny day today, and I am glad to be here.
Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. We really appreciate you coming on, and you know, we're happy to have you a part of our team. And when we've talked, you have a ton of spunk and energy. And you know, what's nice about Michelle is she already has a product to market. A lot of us starting off, when we want to change our life, when we want to escape the grind, we don't have products, so that's why we've plugged into the system. But not only what's great about this system is it can help people like Michelle, who already has a product, and teach her the skills on how to market her product online. And that is, and do it in a way that's not inefficient, that's completely efficient, that she can literally spend just a couple hours a day in the beginning at most in order to really get her business up and running, so that way it becomes automated. And it's to share her product globally outside of her CrossFit studio and outside of her local area. What's nice about you know, having her product and doing online marketing is that she can really take her business to the next level when she just learns a couple skills on how to market her product online. We've already seen that it's been a great product. It's tested in the marketplace, and it has great value and taste. It tastes amazing. And so we already know it's a great product, but now it just was for her to learn the skills. Because, Michelle, kind of tell me what you envision for your empire, for what you want by learning these skills. What do you want to happen, and what will happen?
Smokestacks, that's what I envision, I said, which is kind of a joke. But, you know, I just want to go to the bank and make jerky and home with my child and my family and my fiance and back to the post office to ship it. And I do have a pretty good foundation here in Colorado Springs. I have a lot of users and people that enjoy my product. But I want to get it out. You know, CrossFit is a huge community, and I was trying to get it out into CrossFit. But it's also for people who love healthy eating. You know, it's grass-fed, grass-finished jerky. They raise it right here on a ranch south of where I am, and I believe in it. So I envision, I have some pretty big numbers. I envision my son, who's 11, who has more spunk than I do, is already talking about when he retires the jerky business, which is really funny because it's very small, but he foresees it to be this huge company, and it keeps me rolling, with my aspirations of it being so big. So I really just want to get it out there so people try it. There's a fine line I'm finding where people look at it but don't make that extra step to order it, and I want to get them pushed to my website so that they order it and they see the value in what I have to offer.
No, that's great, Michelle. And we're our entire community, our team, we're here to help you succeed, and we have your back. So that's what's great about this community is you not only have me to help you, but you have all of these people, this huge community to help you get your business, not only up and running, but to that next level. So thanks so much for sharing your story. And, I just wanted to pass the torch again to Nathan. You've been waiting patiently here, but Nathan, he's actually my mentor. He's been someone who's actually made more change in my life than people know about, because there was a time when I first started that I was skeptical. I didn't really know if this was for me. And Nathan, he was pretty persistent on making sure that I knew what I had in front of me, that he knew my dreams, he knew what I wanted. Basically, Chris and I, we're going to be traveling the world here within the next couple months, and I didn't want to spend all of our savings. We didn't want to spend all of our savings. We wanted to be able to make sure to create an income online so we could travel and then have money when we come back, more money than when we started, coming back home, and also never have to go back to the 9-to-5 lifestyle. I was a struggling personal trainer, and I've been a gym owner before, and I did things the traditional way. I didn't do things online. I was always doing print articles and print advertising, the ways that my mentors at the time taught me, but it wasn't an efficient way to do business. And so I decided to pursue 100% online, and now I'm full-time working at home, and life is great. And Nathan was the one who really pushed me in the beginning to pursue my dreams. And so Nathan, I have nothing but gratitude for you for when I really needed you most. And so kind of share everyone a little bit about your story and why you wanted to kind of get out of your lifestyle, because yours was a grind when you first started with this business. So go ahead and tell everyone about yourself.
Thanks, Kim. It's really cool being on this call and actually seeing everyone from so many different people from such different walks of life. I'm a Kiwi from New Zealand, and I'm 24 years old, and I have a different background to many of the people on the panel. You see, I'm a plumber by trade. I dropped out of school. I didn't like school. And, the natural thing for a teenage boy at 16 years old to do is to go find a trade. And that's what I did, is I actually followed in my father's footsteps, and I started my plumbing apprenticeship. And what happens to a lot of people is and this is basically what this whole call is about, and you hear all these different stories, and it's great to hear, Scott, how he actually finally switched on what his real dreams are and made the move to go to Thailand. It's amazing that after so many years in an industry doing one job, to make that shift. It's a massive, massive life shift, and I think that's what really the basis is of working online for many people. And it's awesome that Michelle, you have a product already, and all you need now is the tools to just ship it out. So anyone that's listening, if you have a product or something that you're selling offline, the internet is so powerful, and I had no idea about this when I was a plumber. I knew nothing about the internet apart from watching like surf clips on YouTube. I knew nothing about the internet, but now I realize just like the power that you have with the internet is so huge, because you really do have the entire world at your fingertips, and you can just like target where you want people. You can basically have a shop in different areas all over the world because you can target to locations on the internet. And so when you figure these things out, when you kind of realize like how much power you actually have on the internet, it's like, man, you've got an endless supply of customers really that are looking for something, that either they want to buy the product that you have, as long as you have something that people want. And so that's what basically all this is doing. I was working for him, just working my job, and I read a book, The 4 Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And you know, that was kind of my goal, because I was overworked. I didn't like my job. I was sick of the cold winters in New Zealand, though it's not, disclaimer, it's not as cold as Canada right now, because I've seen some of the snow going on. But yeah, so I didn't like my job, and I started to look for ways of, to be able to make money while traveling. And there are a lot of different ways to do that. See, I'm a passionate traveler. Traveling's like this is the whole reason why I even started or thought about doing something online. And so what I did was I started to look for different ways to make money traveling, and I thought about working on the super yachts or teaching English in somewhere like Thailand. And when I looked at it and thought about it, and I talked to a couple of people that were doing these things, they were very limited. So the people that were working on super yachts were stuck to the locations that the boat was going, and they barely got to jump off the ship. Or the people teaching English had to spend 8 to 10 months like out in a small village in Thailand, which I thought, is really cool, but I'm sure after 4 months or 5 months I'll probably be going, all right, I think I need to change now. And the money wasn't that good. And so I was really just trying to find something that would actually make some way that I could make an income while traveling. And I thought about everything. Bar work, actually working in the mines in Australia is a big one for Kiwis. You work in the mines for 3 or 4 weeks or something, and then you take a week off and you travel. And so I thought about all these different things, and then when I started to realize, well, there's so many people now on Facebook, and I see these ads popping up, and I see these different things. And I actually saw a family that were traveling around the world full time with their child, and she was only like 2 years old or 3 years old at the time, and they've been traveling around the world for the last few years non-stop while running an online business. And I thought, well, how can I do that? Maybe can I start something online? I don't have anything to sell. I don't have a product. I don't have anywhere to start from, but I just wanted to be able to travel and make some money on the way. This is just what I wanted personally. And so, thankfully I found them, and as a mentor, I connected with Brian Swan. He's my mentor, and he, I just kind of asked him, what is it you're doing? How can I be a part of what you're doing? You've created such a unique life for yourself. Show me how you're doing it. Show me how you've created it for yourself. And that's exactly what he did. And I'll be honest, you're talking about what's happening in the first 90 days, right, and how people are having success in 90 days. It took me quite a while to get everything underway and to get things moving. In the first month, right, see, I brought, what happened is I purchased a program that taught me a whole lot of different marketing skills, because what I learned is if you can learn how to market on the internet, then you can basically sell anything. Right? Because there's such a massive audience, people want what you have, you just have to learn how to put it in front of people. Now, you can do things like affiliate marketing. This is a little tip for people, right, that are watching. You can do affiliate marketing where you sell somebody else's product, and so you get somebody else's product that already have a business and everything, they've done all the hard work, they have the business set up, and you sell it for you sell it for them, and they'll give you a commission for doing all the hard work and selling it, for marketing it, for making people want their product. And the cool thing is everybody wants these products that are out there. All you have to do is put them in front of them. And if you don't put them in front of them, somebody else will. So if you can learn the art of marketing, basically the world is your oyster. And this is why I love the internet so much, is there's such a big audience and there's so many people out there. And so I brought a whole bunch of trainings that taught me how to do marketing, internet marketing, and marketing from Facebook and YouTube, social media, how to make money through blogging and things. And I thought, man, it'd be cool if I could just blog, write about where I'm going, and make money from advertising and things on my blog. And to be honest, it took a little while. It took me a while, over 2 months of trying to to blog and to do different things. I kind of stepped my foot in the water, and I was giving it a go here and there. Keep in mind I was working full time, but I'd try these different things and nothing really worked. But what happened was I decided one day, because I was really dipping my toe in the water, I brought, there's a whole bunch of trainings I could buy, and I spent like $25 to buy this little starter package, right, of trainings. And then what happened was I go, okay, it's time. I've been kind of playing with this, giving it a try, seeing if I can make it work. Nothing's happening, and I see people around me on these webinars like we're having success on the internet and traveling the world and doing all these cool and amazing things. I'm like, man, what is it like these guys are doing? And what I realize is they've all invested in themselves first. They've really broken down everything. They take it serious. They treat it like a business. So this is for everyone that is looking for a way to make an income online, is treat it like a business. It's not like a lottery or something where you can get rich quick, because I know when you log in on the internet sometimes you get these things that pop up all the time and they say, you want to make an extra $1 million this week? It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So what you've got to realize if you want to make an income online, right, is if you can get in the mindset of like, all right, what's it going to take to build a business online? And how can I make it big enough so that I can literally do whatever it is, whatever your dream is. Mine was to travel the world full time. So I was like, what can I do to make enough to be able to travel around the world full time? And my between $2,000 and $3,000 a month, like Vietnam, and travel, and I could live off $2,000 a month and travel around the world, because I would just stay in a spot for a while, I'd save up some more, and I'd keep going, So that was my original goal, $2,000 to $3,000 a month. And it took me so I had no results for I think it was like 6 weeks, the first 6 weeks, and I thought, screw it, I'm going to buy every single training product I can find to make this work. And you can call me crazy here, but I spent like 6,000 New Zealand dollars, and I was 23 years old, just turned 23, and I spent I had to sell stuff around the house to make it happen, but I brought $6,000 worth of online training products, just videos, where I watched and learned how to market on the internet. And what I did was once I made that investment, I was like, there's no turning back. I'm going all out. I'm going to give it everything I've got, and that's what I did. Every day after work, I would log into my computer, and I would play these videos, I'd pause them, and then do exactly what they said. Play, pause, and do what they said. Sure enough, 4 months later, I'd replaced my income plumbing. I'd earned over, I had a bigger week than I did plumbing, so that means I was earning more than $2,000 a month. And I decided to quit my job, booked a one-way ticket, and started traveling the world. Since then, it's now been over a year that I've been traveling full time, and it's the $3,000 goal is now turned into like $10,000, and it just keeps snowballing. And it's just happened because I stopped kind of thinking, man, it would be cool to be able to travel and try this online thing and make some money, and because this is what I wanted, to travel, right? And I thought, man, all right, if I'm gonna make this happen, I have to go all out. And so my biggest thing, and you guys are talking about the will to win, is you have to make the decision to yourself and the commitment to yourself that you have, you're gonna give it everything you've got. You have to have that will to win that you guys have been talking about today. And so my biggest thing, my biggest message to everyone or anyone that's watching this is, if you want to do something online or you want to change your life, the only one responsible really is you. And you can do it. You just have to make the commitment to yourself that you can do it. And yeah, I don't know. That's really the main thing that I want to touch on today, because in the last year of my life, it has absolutely changed completely. From going from, well, it's been a year and a half now, but being on the road, traveling full time for over a year, I leave every destination with more money than I arrived at, when most people are going and just spending all of it. It's a crazy way to live, and some people still don't. I explain this, and people don't believe me, and I can understand, because I wouldn't have belonged, but it's crazy how much things can change if you just change your own mindset and you're like, screw it, I'm giving it everything I've got, I'm not looking back, I'm going 100%, and there's just no ifs, buts, or maybes, I'm going. So it's just amazing how much everything can change if you really go for it. So that's my little slice of motivation from Panama here this morning, or this afternoon, actually.
Awesome.
Awesome, Nathan. Thank you so much for sharing your great story here. Pretty sure many people who are watching this needed to hear this, because you are living proof that this is really possible. Yeah, great. Awesome. Kim, if I look at the clock, can you imagine we're an hour online already?
I know, we've had so much fun.
Oh, time flies, but I think after hearing all those great stories, do you think we can make a pretty conclusion after this evening full of valuable stories, many different people from all around the world working with the same online system? We had a great golden nugget waiting for them, weren't we? We have a bonus that is really important to share with all the people who are watching. The people who are in this panel already know what it's about. So, Kim, would you like to present what the bonus is?
No.
Because
yeah, it's a big thing, you guys, because with the system that we're using, we I don't like to say launch, but we are coming out with a supercharged way for people that are new to the industry to start making money online, or start really enhancing the business that they already have. And by plugging into the system now, you guys are getting access to all of this information, this supercharged system, all of these updated benefits on how to reach your target audience, on how to build more traffic to your products, how to have higher conversion rates once people go through your sales funnel, how to easily, I mean, this is even broken down even further on how you can easily start an online business, because a lot of us aren't techie people at all, so our system has made it really easy. And that's all launching on March 18th, but by you getting into the system now, you can start plugging in a week before this actually goes public. So that way you can be those first people to getting more, to getting the benefits of this before it goes public. So that is the huge bonus, and you can have access and take a look at that system and really meet our mentors who are making it happen, who have earned 7 figures, and results not typical, but we're not a typical group of people. But if you want to make a change in your lifestyle, this is a great bonus that is launching, and you can have access to that by clicking the button below. And we are so fortunate to have you be a part of our hangout today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, guest speakers, everyone, for coming out and sharing your story and really telling people what is possible. So I really appreciate that. Dirk and Muriel, it's been a pleasure to have our hangout with you guys. And yeah, we'll just catch you next week. We're going to be shooting Mondays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And wherever you are in the world, we are happy to provide value for you. So thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kim.
Awesome.
yeah, this was awesome, Kim. Thank you for doing this, and you're awesome. Yeah, and we love to see everyone next week. They're welcome, and they know what to do now. Just go down and you see the button and take a chance changing your life, your lifestyle. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. I think.
Hey guys, thank you all.
See you soon.
See you soon in Nashville.
See you in Nashville.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.